Alright, so I'm just kind of making this video on a whim because, I mean, I recently watched the new, like, Ocarina of Time teaser. I mean, I saw the Nintendo Direct. I'm pretty excited about Deltarune. That was personally my favorite announcement there, but whatever. Regardless, I saw the Ocarina of Time trailer or teaser, I guess, and I mean, I'm pretty excited. I have personally not beaten Ocarina of Time. I like to call myself a massive Zelda fan, but when I really do think about it, I've only really beaten, like, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, Link's Awakening, Echoes of Wisdom. Pretty base level stuff, nothing crazy. But I love, like, the Zelda lore. I love to dive into that kind of thing. I love watching Furia videos on it and everything, so I'm a pretty big fan of, like, the Zelda world, more so than I am the games themselves, which is probably an interesting place to be, but either way, I want to play more of the games. I'm playing Skyward Sword right now. I have played it in the past, but never beat it. I've played a lot of Zelda games, never beaten a lot of them. I've played through, you know, like a bit of, like, the Wind Waker and probably most of Skyward Sword and just given up at some point because I'm like, I'm bored. Because I can't focus for too long for some reason, but okay, either way, I love the Zelda series. I think it's great. And I'm really excited for this remake because, oh yeah, I did also play Ocarina of Time, but the only reason I didn't beat that is because I made it through, like, the first 3 dungeons in the game, and then I exited out, and then I opened it back up, and it didn't save my progress for the 3rd dungeon, and the game broke, and I couldn't find the, like, Zora lady, whatever her name is. I don't know. Basically, I don't think I could progress anymore. I've looked around everywhere, and I have no idea what I'm supposed to do when I go back into it, so I think I broke the game somehow, so just never picked that one up again. But, you know, this gives me a chance to replay that game from the start and kind of get to enjoy it. I'm pretty excited about that, even though I'm not really liking the way it looks. I kind of wish it looked a little bit more faithful to the original, because okay, I get, like, for the remake, they're gonna want to make it more realistic, and I get they don't want to do just, like, the same thing they did for the 3DS game, but, oh, it's like HD now. I understand that. I do just kind of wish they stuck to the original art style a little bit more, though, because it feels like it doesn't have an art style anymore, if that makes sense. It looks a little bit too just, like, AAA game to me, but again, regardless, doesn't matter. I'm probably gonna play the game and enjoy it, but I was just thinking about it, and I just wanted to put my ideas out there. I'm not, like, this is clearly not a scripted video. And I'm wondering if Nintendo's maybe, like, trying to experiment with this game, because when I look at it, try to imagine the entirety of Ocarina of Time, but in that kind of art style. It's hard. It's such, like, a linear style game, and I feel like it's very difficult to imagine it looking like that. It really would just look like some kind of, like, YouTuber fan project or something, and it really got me thinking. I've seen them talking about, like, oh, the direction of future Zelda is all going to be open-worlded and whatever, and, like, I'm pretty sure most people kind of face that with, like, no, what are you talking about? Don't do that, because Breath of the Wild was such a massive success, and it kind of helped the franchise move forward and, like, find some kind of new identity after the whole, like, formula was getting stale for too long. But I feel like after Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, it's been so long since we've had a traditional 3D Zelda game, and I feel like just releasing another game like Breath of the Wild, it wouldn't satisfy people. So what I'm wondering is, maybe they're listening, maybe they heard that and they said, okay, so people don't want just another Breath of the Wild again. People want a return to the original formula, but not exactly the same thing, like a mix between the two. And I'm also sort of saying that because of what a YouTube video I was watching recently talking about, like, oh, but how will the future of 3D Zelda look? Kind of trying to find a middle ground between the old, like, linear style games and the open world style games. Personally, I wouldn't mind if they just kept going linear. I think that feels more Legend of Zelda to me, but whatever. I think any Legend of Zelda game they put out in the future would be cool. I just kind of wish they stuck a little bit closer to how the old ones were, because Breath of the Wild is such a massively different game. It's sometimes hard to call it a Legend of Zelda game. Like, it feels like if you just took a completely different game and threw, like, Zelda stuff onto it, and then, like, It's just such a massively different game that's really kind of hard to, like, see it as a part of the Zelda series as a whole, because, like, I look at the entire series and I feel like they all feel like the same sort of thing, same people were making it and everything. Then Breath of the Wild feels just so wildly different, and it's a very jarring difference, but it's still a great game. I love Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. They are both amazing games, and I think that those two games in particular, out of any other game in the world, those are the only two games I think I could recommend to literally anyone. I think they're just universally good games. There's nothing really wrong with them. So, yeah, overall, it makes sense why they're so successful, but okay, back to the main point. This new game, I have a hard time seeing them just like... Okay, well, I don't have a hard time seeing Nintendo just repackaging an old game, giving it nicer graphics, and then putting it back out, because they've done that plenty of times, but at least... Okay, I don't expect them to do anything aside from that. I don't expect it, but I have just a little bit of hope. Maybe they're gonna do something different. Maybe it won't just be Ocarina of Time again, but with a fresh coat of paint. Maybe it's gonna be something different, and part of me wonders, with the, like, art style they're going for, I wonder if they're gonna take, like, the main story of Ocarina of Time, like the main story, all the main mechanics and everything, and maybe just flesh it out more. Take that world that existed and make it open world. Because that would be a really cool reason to make this. Because, in all honesty, we already have Ocarina of Time on the Nintendo 3DS. We have the remaster on there, so I guess putting it on the Switch is a way to get it out to a newer audience, but in all honesty, it feels like we already have a more polished version of the game, so is the Switch version necessary? I mean, I guess it's a 3DS game, so the Switch version would overall probably be an improvement to the original, but I don't know, I feel like it would be so much better of an idea to take Ocarina of Time and put it into this bigger world, make it so that, like, there's no more loading zones between areas, you know, you got, like, you can explore around a little bit more, maybe it's less of, like, a linear pathway, like, you can maybe, like in Breath of the Wild, maybe you can climb around on certain surfaces or something, maybe you can make it to areas that you wouldn't have been able to make it to in the original Ocarina of Time, maybe you have more of a chance to explore the entire world. And part of me sees that being, like, a great idea for them to do, because they don't want to, if they're working on some big next new Zelda game, they don't want to just, like, dive in head first, trying to make something completely new, trying to, like, make a new formula for the series, when they don't know if that's going to work, like, if that's going to work at all, if that's going to be successful. So why not try that with, like, why not try to have, like, something they can fall back on, like, just, hey, this is a remaster of an old game. It doesn't need to be perfect. That gives them room to experiment, and I feel like that would be a really good idea for them. And while I don't expect anything out of Nintendo at this point, I think Nintendo's kind of a not great company. I feel like they make great games, but I don't really like them as a whole. They kind of suck. But so I don't exactly expect the most amazing thing in the world from them, but I just feel like trying to do something different with this game would give it a reason to exist, more than just, like, introducing a new generation to the game, and I think it would also really help them with their future games, trying to, like, find their footing again and figure out what they should do with the future of 3D Zelda. So, yeah, I don't know, I just kind of wanted to rant about that a little bit, because the idea popped in my head, so might as well just go record a video about it while it's still fresh in my mind. But, yeah, tell me what you think down below. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, I guess. I don't really know. I make, like, Minecraft videos usually. Minecraft series, yeah. But yeah, I do like Legend of Zelda a lot, and yeah, I guess, bye. By the way, special thanks to my channel members who I forgot to shout out in the last episode. Tundralis, Ash Whisper 99, Mama Mori, Yamagoru, Isaiah2071, and Beanman Gaming 8258. Thanks for spending $3.